Ariana Grande, a person who arisen from childhood superstardom to mega superstardom with her beautiful, sultry voice that sounds like a early version of Mariah Carey, but she can carry a higher tune. I have to tell you the truth. Now, her former hubby, um, Mac Miller, he came out with an album, of course, whining and swooning about losing her. And, so yeah. And followed up with years of pop stardom. She had a little bit of controversy when she says she hated America and she bit and licked a donut and then put it back, which was pretty gross. Then she went overseas because she hated America so much and found that Britain wasn't a very welcoming place, which her concert got bombed and a bunch of people died, and you will not be hearing any of this on this album. She mostly sticks to the same old, same old. Now, if I have to compare this album to something, I would compare it to Nicki Minaj Queen, as there is some notable similarities, as in you have short interlude songs that are under a minute. You have female empowerment that is seen by sexuality. You have a number of pop appeal songs that has your features of hip hop, like the song The Light Is Coming that features Nicki Minaj, and of course she does a reference to Chung Lee. Or you have a song like Borderline, which features Missy Elliott, but I have to say it is the most lackluster Missy Elliott features since the whole Ghostbusters thing she did not a few years ago. And despite the interesting title Borderline, it doesn't talk about immigration policy as I thought it would. Now, if I have to describe this album, I would say it has 1 foot into maturity and 2 foot back into the playground. Sweetener has this ad-libby little thing that sounds like Playboy Cardi if he can actually hold a tune with a whole get it, get it, get it. Every time have her referencing falling like a teenager, and Borderlines have her referencing licking her ice cream. I mean, who referenced their ice cream as a pussy? Like, who referenced their pussy as an ice cream? I mean, Blaze have Nicki Minaj referencing how she's gonna give Ariana Grande's high five like she's a fucking teenager. I mean, she already looks very young for her age. Like, I'm talking about mid to early teens and shit like that, to tell you the truth. And Nicki Minaj was already playing patty cake with 6ix9ine on Fifi. Blaze has a cutesy little reference to Mary Jane, and I like Pharrell's little feature. It was a cool song. But I kind of think it's her version of Ganja Burns from Nicki Minaj album, like a little eerie. God is a Woman also has this little childish reference to, instead of putting the pussy on a pedestal, you put the pussy on a church. Pussy on a church cathedral. I mean, is your pussy that good? Really, man? And I feel like that God is a Woman in No More Tears Left to Cry have in essence overpromised what they overpromise what they can never deliver with their titles. I mean, No More Tears to Cry doesn't really give us a reference to why she was crying in the first place and what got her out of her slump. And God is a Woman, instead of building the details into why God is a woman or what makes women so special to held them up as a certain deity or the creator of the world and shit like that, it's just the pussy. Like, also, Breathe In Ironically, it has no breathing in it. Like, if you check out songs like REM and also Successful, they have breathing sampled throughout the track. But in the one track talking about breathing, you have no breathing at all. I thought that that was a little weird. Also, why would you have a reference to your fiance on Peter be like the same with Raindrops? As in, both of these are under 1 minute tracks. I mean, heck, your fiance might be your future husband, and you can only spare like under a minute of singing and swooning for him. Now, if I wanted to listen to such a half-ass attempt of love, I would listen to Goodnight and Go, which is a pretty good song. I like the whole concept of you're doing the deed and then you're leaving with speed, only to realize later in life that the intimate times you will miss when you truly find out that you fall in love with a person. Like, that's a very deep message, and I very much like it. I also like the track Get Well Soon and how it's telling the person to come down on earth because love just got them in the clouds and that they have to stay grounded. Really like that whole concept. Overall, Ariana, one of the greatest voices of our generation. She just needed to find a topic to talk about, go into more detail, and really master her craft, and she could actually make a 10 flamed album. But for now, just successful. I do like the whole cowbells and also the little whoop whoop in the beat. It kind of reminds me of Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z. Pretty nice song. But the ad-libby feature of Sweetener plus Peter with the whole snaps throughout the beat kind of reminds me of the ringtone era, which is not a good reminder. So overall, I gave the album a 5. It's passable at best.